The Great Steppe, running through the center of Eurasia and occupying the major part of dry land in this area, showed to the world the rampant and wild power of nomadic civilization. They were the nomads who became the basis for the Greek legends about the mythical centaurs, half human, half horse. Since their riding skill was perfected, so that it seemed that riders formed one being with their steeds. The culture which gave the dome and the dart, wheel, saddle and stirrup to the world originated exactly here in the Great Steppe. The story runs that the Turkic nations, which nowadays occupy the major part of Eurasia, originated in the times of the Saki tribes. They resided in the territory of present Aral Basin, northern and eastern regions of Central Asia, Kazakhstan and southern Siberia. The father of history, the Greek Herodotus, called them Scythians, and the Persians called them the demons of the steppe. As legend tells us, there was a leader among the Saki, whom the tribesmen themselves called the Son of the Sun. And, in order that their enemies saw who they were dealing with, craftsmen forged him golden armor, upon seeing which their enemies were terrified. In battle, he went into the fray first and broke off combat last. He was always in the thick of the fight and instilled his enemies with fear and trembling just by his appearance. Beginning with early childhood, the boys were taught to ride horses and handle a weapon, since each man was considered to be a warrior, even into his old age. Sovereigns of neighboring lands knew that the Saki were warlike people, always ready to fight for their freedom and land. As the old sources say, it was the Saki that kept the Persians out of their lands. And these horse soldiers prevented the army of Iskander the Two-Horned, also known as Alexander the Great, from capturing the Great Steppe. Not without reason were they called the demons of the steppe. Indeed, the nomads succeeded to subjugate not only horses, but also birds. The golden eagle, an eagle whose wingspan may reach 2 meters, also bent to the will of the steppe fowler. Nomads hunted for fox, wolf, and steppe saiga. The Empire of Turkoman, which gave peace and security to the Great Steppe, also ensured the safety of trade caravans, which plied trade routes connecting Europe, China, and India. Later, these caravan tracks came to be known as the Great Silk Road. New urban cultural centers were founded along its way, which from Rome, Byzantium, China, India, Iran, the Arab Caliphate, Europe, and Russia went through the trade artery. road to the Kazakh lands was communication and friendship with its neighbors. For a long time, the wealthy lands heated the imagination and kept various conquerors on the run. In the 15th century, Janibek and Giray became the founders of the Khanate called Ak Order, the White Empire, which consolidated the steppe tribes into one nation, which called themselves the Kazakhs. The city of Turkestan, being until then the location of the pantheon of the great steppe rulers, became the capital of the new Khanate. The new Khanate became a formidable power. For example, the Kazakh horse cavalry counted more than 600,000 combat riders, ready to rush endlessly against the enemy in order to ensure peace and quiet for their people. In spite of their formidable power, the nomads always strove for peace, which was reflected in the quiet tunes and lyrical melodies that were rather closer to the hearts of the nomads than the banging of combat drums. This is the country where people are always ready to welcome guests, for whom the hosts always lay out a rich spread of food, called a dastakhan. The steppe area, a place where good songs sound out for friends and relatives.